another video. So today I'm doing my 2016 year in review. And as I quickly discovered trying to put all these clips together, I did a lot in 2016. So I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet. And I tried to pick out the highlights, even though that's pretty much like everything I did. So I have a list here, and then I have my computer with clips all set up so that I can just reference it really quick. So 2016, here we go. 2016 started off with me taking a flight to France, which would be one of many for the rest of the year. So I moved to Caen, France, which is located in Normandy on the coast. It's about 45 minutes from the D-Day beaches, and it was all set up for Christmas when I got there. It was beautiful. There's a chateau in the middle of town that is hundreds of years old. That was built by William the Conqueror. I wanted to go to the beach. It was about 15 minutes away, but I only did that twice because it was always super cold and public transportation was a bear. I met a lot of great friends and people. I went to farmers markets a lot on the weekends. I had to walk and take public transportation every day to get to school, but I ended up really enjoying it, and now I wish that all I had to do was stick my headphones in and take a bus to school instead of focusing on driving and parking every day. I ate lots of good food. I had a real French macaron for the first time. I went to go see Mont Saint-Michel, which was on my bucket list. It is what inspired the movie Tangled, actually, the kind of island thing. If you look in comparison, that's what they say. This thing called Carnival. Carnival in my city, Caen, it's one of the biggest ones in France, and so people come from all around, and all the students at my school join in. They dress up in awesome costumes and just pretty much have a good time for the whole entire day. So that was super fun. I also took a lot of field trips with my school, and one of those was to Etretat, which was another one on my bucket list. There's these beautiful falaises, and it was just awesome. Even though we didn't get to spend a lot of time there, I'm so glad I got to go. And then it was time for my winter break in February, even though I had only been in school for 3 weeks. So I went to Brussels to visit a friend who was living there, and then I traveled to Amsterdam, which was awesome. Then coming back to France, I saw the Bayeux Tapestry, and then I went to go visit a few more D-Day beaches and again experienced the epic wind that is in Normandy. I went to Disneyland Paris, which was also on my bucket list, and one of the things I had to do when I was over there. As you can see, I had an amazing time and just really loved being over there. The castle there is simply magnificent. A lot of people warned me about being disappointed by going over there because the park was much smaller, but I didn't experience any disappointment. I wish I could have spent a few more days there. We only had one very quick day, but it was absolutely amazing. Then, the day after that, I went to go see the Catacombs, which is a complete shift and has a lot of bones, and is completely different from the happy times that is Disneyland Paris, but it was a really interesting and cool experience. Then I finally saw the Eiffel Tower, even though I had been living in France for over 2 months. Finally got to see the Eiffel Tower, which was amazing. And it was time for spring break, where I started off by visiting Salzburg, Austria. I took a Sound of Music tour, which was really fun, and I got to see some beautiful lakes in the lake region located right next to Salzburg. I also had the chance to go to Munich, and located right near that, I got to go to the Neuschwanstein Castle, which is the castle that inspired Walt Disney for Cinderella, so I've been told. And then after another flight, I had a quick layover in Madrid, and then I went to Marseille, located in the south of France. Finally, I got some warm weather, which I hadn't had in like 4 months. I went with one of my friends from school. We did some hiking. We got pretty lost, but we made it. We survived. It's really fun. And then after I came back from that trip, I celebrated my 21st birthday. My birthday had actually happened over the spring break, but I didn't really celebrate it because I was just with one other person. So when I came back, my host family had cheese fondue for me, and they allowed me to invite a couple friends over, and we had a good time celebrating that together. I also took a 4-day hiking trip with my host parents and about 20 other older French people, which was quite an experience, but it was awesome to explore. Once again, the coast of Normandy. Every 10 miles that you hiked, it would be a different looking coastline, which was so crazy incredible, and I'm really glad I had that opportunity, and it helped me practice my French. I also got my Aggie Ring, and it was presented to me by my mom in Caen. My parents came over at the end of my study abroad, and we did some traveling in Europe. It's a really big deal. I know school rings aren't always a big deal everywhere, but I'm sure it's gonna be blurry, but I'll try and show you guys later. Really cool and really awesome that I got to be presented my ring in France. I spent the weekend on Lake Geneva. We kind of bounced back and forth between the French side and the Swiss side, and it was beautiful being on the lake surrounded by mountains. It was on to Italy. I went to Rome and I got to see the Pope. We got to hear him talk, which was so incredible.
United States of America.
With my family, we went to a ceramics factory that is run by a family, and we learned how ceramics were made, and then we got to pick out our own bowls, and they started, you know, from scratch, and they made it, and it arrived at our house a couple months later, and now we have these beautiful ceramic Italian bowls. I then got to go to Siena. I also got to go to Florence. Also got to go to Cinque Terre, which was definitely on my bucket list. It's a cluster of 5 different village type things located on the coast of Italy. Simply beautiful. It was a little foggy that day and cloudy in the morning, but such a great experience with my mom, and I'm really glad I got to check that off my list. Basically, all of this 2016 is lots of traveling. I got to go to Venice, and I got to go on a gondola ride. It was raining, but they still sung and had their accordions, and that was so crazy fun, and I did not let the rain deter me from thoroughly enjoying that gondola ride. And then it was on to England after about 2.5 weeks in Italy. We went to southern England and London. We got to see the Tower Bridge and do some really cool touristy things. I really enjoyed just being a tourist with my mom while we were in London. That was super fun. On June 22nd, after having left for Europe on January 9th, I was finally back in the States, and it was so good to be home. And then 2 weeks later, I took another flight out to Boston to visit my best friend Colleen, and I got to have an amazing time hanging out with her family, seeing a little bit of Massachusetts. We went hiking in Maine, so I got to check 3 more states off while we were up there. We also went to Rhode Island. And then I came back and it was time for school. Before that, I applied for Survivor and checked that off my bucket list. I've been wanting to do that forever. It's my favorite TV show. If you're around me for even a day, you will probably hear me mention it at least once. Then this fall, I went to a lot of football games. I even had the opportunity to fly to Alabama and go to the Auburn versus Texas A&M football game, which was pretty fun. We won. It was my first time going to an away game. And I got to see Denning. She had a layover in the same city that we were flying out of in Atlanta. And I got to hang out with Denning for an hour and a half, which was awesome. And then Colleen came for her fall break. So that was really amazing. I got to spend another week with my best friend, show her around College Station, really enjoy time together, got to show her my school, and we got to make a lot of videos together. I also experienced my last Texas A&M football game as a student, which was really bittersweet. I love college football. I love my team, even when we're not the best, so it was really sad going to my last game, but I had really fun going with a couple of my friends. I also made the campus Snapchat story for my school, which I have been trying to get on all semester. And how did I get on? With my weird and awkward dancing. But you know what? That's just me living my life. Then at the end of 2016, I got to fly out and surprise Colleen for her graduation. She had no clue it was coming. I had an awesome weekend with her. And then after that, it was time to celebrate Christmas and New Year's Eve with my family. And I just spent that time relaxing, peaceful, quiet with my family, nothing crazy, and it was a really nice end to the busiest and the craziest year of my life. In conclusion, 2016 was pretty epic. I know a lot of people have been bashing 2016 for being the worst year ever, blah blah blah. Yeah, a lot of bad stuff happened, but personally I had an amazing year. I got to see so many of my friends and experience so many new cities, countries, ways of life, and I wouldn't change it for the world. 2017, this year I'm going to graduate. I'm hopefully going to travel more. There might be a big move in my future. I'll keep you guys updated. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys had a great end to 2016 and are enjoying a new fresh start that is 2017. Thanks. Have a great day, guys.